victim, y'all. It looked like Benny spit this boy out. Tiny, you got some explaining to do.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Y'all, the rumors are starting with T.I. The rumors are starting with T.I. It's coming out that King is not his son.
King Harris has been taking over headlines in ways nobody saw coming, and every new day brings a fresh twist to the madness. The newest shocker, rumors spreading that T.I. might not even be King's biological father. That wild claim started catching fire right after their heated clash at an Atlanta Falcons game. Picture this, one of hip-hop's most respected families breaking apart in real-time arguments, live streams, and secrets spilling for the whole world to see.
That day, a day in my life. I'm out. We used to have to run to my grandma's house.
It all started when King, known for his short fuse, went viral on Instagram Live, yelling at a man in the stands. Instead of backing down, he got louder, shouting, "I stand on business," like he had something to prove. But T.I. wasn't about to let it slide. He jumped in, scolding his son for putting the family on blast and trying too hard to play tough. Moments later, things turned physical. T.I. grabbed King in a headlock right there in front of the crowd. A public reminder of who really calls the shots.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. That file show.
Hours later, King jumped back on Instagram, taking aim at his father with the words, "I don't care who you are, I'm a grown man now. If I was a mistake, just say it." That raw, emotional outburst split fans down the middle. Was he just another privileged celebrity kid lashing out, or was he finally speaking from pain that's been building for years? And this wasn't the first time King's behavior sparked outrage. People still remember the Waffle House incident, when he mocked employees like he was above them just because he's T.I.'s son. What stunned everyone most was T.I. defending him instead of correcting him, feeding the image of King as untouchable and out of control.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house." They'll come get me from my grandma.
Not long after, King found himself in yet another controversy, this time for filming a homeless man being dared to eat a band chip for $50. With the challenge to last 5 minutes without water, as the man struggled in obvious pain, King just laughed it off like it was entertainment. The video spread fast, and social media came down hard on him. Still, King refused to apologize, standing firm as if he was above any kind of accountability. Then, after the Falcons game chaos, he went even further, accusing T.I. of leaving him to struggle in the hood and even mistreating him. But most fans weren't buying it, calling it pure clout chasing since King was raised in luxury, behind mansion gates, with a millionaire father funding his lifestyle.
Okay, so I would say what hurt me would be like, I'm honestly like my mom being like with Tip all the time.
Damn.
Like,
Timestamp that.
not timestamp that. I feel like even now and today, like that's how it is. Like they're just tied to the hip. But now I'm grown, so it's like I can't really. But it's like they rather go places with each other. So anytime he gotta go, she gotta go. She gotta go, he go. It's just like.
Before long, old receipts started surfacing showing that King actually spent a big part of his childhood living with his grandmother in the hood. Despite his parents' fame and fortune, that revelation caught a lot of people off guard. Unlike most kids around him, King stood out spoiled with designer clothes and privilege, yet rarely under T.I.'s roof. King even admitted that the only time he really saw his dad was while filming Family Hustle, and as soon as the cameras stopped rolling, he'd pack up and go right back to his grandmother's house. But King wasn't the only one feeling that distance. Reports later claimed that none of T.I.'s children lived with him full-time. They mostly appeared for the show. Even Tani's daughter Zonique once revealed she was raised mainly by her grandmother, while T.I. and Tani were off traveling and chasing success. That truth made fans start calling out T.I. for selling a picture-perfect image of family life on TV while allegedly being absent behind the scenes. Then came the real shocker. Whispers began spreading that King had privately told friends T.I. might not even be his biological father. According to those close to him, that's why King acts out whenever T.I. shows affection in public. It feels fake because behind closed doors, their bond doesn't feel real. The drama hit new heights when photos of a man named B. Anthony went viral, with fans stunned by how much he looked like King. Suddenly, The internet was full of speculation. Was Tiny connected to this man? Could he actually be the real father behind King's identity crisis? At that point, this wasn't just another celebrity meltdown, it became a story of buried secrets, complicated family ties, and a young man growing up feeling misplaced in his own home despite being surrounded by fame and fortune. That's the tragic twist. King may have had everything money could buy, but growing up split between his grandmother's hood life and the spotlight of his parents' fame left wounds that fame can't heal. After that explosive Falcons game moment, everything shifted. King was no longer just seen as another spoiled celebrity kid. He became the face of a much deeper family fallout. Fans are now split down the middle. Some think King's hood upbringing talk is exaggerated, just a way to build a tougher rap image. Others believe it's the voice of a confused son, someone raised between two worlds, still trying to find his identity under the shadow of his famous parents. But old clips and family accounts tell a completely different story. King truly did spend most of his early years living with his grandmother in the hood. His connection with T.I. seemed more like guest appearances for TV cameras than genuine father-son bonding. That alone planted early seeds of resentment. And when whispers began suggesting T.I. might not even be his biological father, the entire situation erupted into a full-blown scandal. King's emotional outbursts suddenly made a lot more sense. When he shouted at T.I., "Stop making the world think you with me when you're not." Fans couldn't ignore the pain behind those words. Online investigators quickly started digging posting side-by-side photos of King and a man named B. Anthony, whose resemblance was hard to deny. Comment sections went wild with posts like, "You're telling me this ain't King's real dad?" The tension hit a boiling point when Tiny King's mother stayed silent, refusing to shut down the rumors. That silence only made the fire burn hotter. Meanwhile, King's own actions haven't helped his reputation. From disrespecting Waffle House workers to filming that cruel chip challenge with a homeless man, his behavior often looks like reckless clout. Critics say he does it for attention, hoping controversy boosts his rap career. Others see it differently. They think it's years of pain bubbling up, the kind that comes from not having steady guidance and constantly needing to prove he's strong enough to stand alone. Every time he yells, "I stand on business," it sounds less like confidence and more like a shield protecting a kid still carrying emotional scars. The Falcons game only made that inner struggle visible. King shouting in public, T.I. stepping in, and that now infamous headlock moment hit, all unfolded like a family feud gone viral. To the public, it looked like discipline gone too far. To King, it was pure humiliation. That's why his Instagram rant later, where he hinted he felt like a mistake hit so many people hard. It wasn't just anger. It was heartbreak from a son who feels seen only when the cameras are rolling. And King's not alone in that feeling. Zanique once admitted she also spent much of her time with her grandmother while T.I. and Tiny were away building their careers. It paints a clear picture of parents chasing fame while their kids were left to figure out life on their own. Fans who grew up watching Family Hustle are now realizing that perfect family they saw on Viet might have been more scripted than real, and that realization stings for people who once believed in. ITTI's approach to King has only made things more complicated. Sometimes, he protects him, like during the Waffle House incident, when he brushed off King's disrespect. Other times, he goes the opposite way, disciplining him harshly and publicly, like we saw at the Falcons game. That inconsistency deepens the rift. Add the paternity rumors on top, and now every interaction between them feels staged. When T.I. hugs King, people call it fake. When King lashes out, they say he's finally speaking truth. It's a vicious loop of mistrust, and the entire world is watching it unfold in real time. Even the hip-hop world is paying attention now, watching King's every move unfold like a real-life movie. His music is getting buried under headlines about family drama, overshadowing his talent before it even gets a chance to shine. Instead of talking about his lyrics, people are arguing about whether he's really from the streets, if he's just privileged, and if T is even his real father. The doubts surrounding him has become so loud, it's shaping his image more than his own music ever could. Some call it the curse of fame. When you're born into a spotlight so bright, the world starts writing your story before you ever get to hold the pen. But King's version of that story feels heavier, filled with whispers of betrayal, shaky parenting, and a young man struggling to figure out who he really is. That's not just gossip. It's the kind of weight that can break or build a person. So the question becomes, where does King Harris go from here? What began as another celebrity family meltdown has turned into something far deeper, and the whole world's watching it play out in real time. Because on paper, King had everything: a legendary rapper for a dad, a Grammy-winning mother, and a last name that means something in hip-hop. But behind the cameras, the picture's not as perfect. He split his childhood between the hood with his grandmother and the spotlight of T and Tiny's fame, leaving him torn between two worlds and unsure which one truly defines him. One day, he's flexing his life as a superstar's son. The next, he's swearing he came up from struggle. That constant back and forth confuses fans, but it also makes sense. He's trying to control his own story, even if it means rewriting the version everyone else already believes. The chaos The arguments, the outbursts, they might not just be for attention. They could be a young man's way of fighting to find himself in a world that already thinks it knows who he is. But let's be real, biggest shadow hanging over this whole situation is that rumor that T might not be King's biological father. True or not, the doubt alone has already changed how people see their relationship. Every hug, every argument, every post online, fans interpret it through that one question. If King actually believes T isn't his real dad, then his attitude stops looking like rebellion and starts looking like years of bottled up resentment finally spilling out. Imagine feeling abandoned while the world praises a picture-perfect father-son bond that's enough to spark the kind of anger we keep seeing from him. Then came those viral side-by photos of King and B. Anthony. Resemblance was enough for the internet to run wild. And once fans lock onto a theory like that, there's no turning back. Suddenly, every move King makes is under a microscope. He's no longer just a young rapper trying to make it. He's a headline, a theory, a walking question mark about his own family. That's a lot of weight for anyone to carry, especially when your career's just beginning. Still, there's another side to all this. Controversy can crush you, or it can create you. Some of the greatest artists have taken pain and turned it into something powerful. If King channels everything he's been through, the instability, the anger, the need for respect, he could turn all that chaos into music that hits deeper than anyone expects. His story might be messy, but it's real. And in a world obsessed with authenticity, real sells. But if he keeps spiraling, mocking regular people, chasing clout, and trying to prove he's tougher than he is, he'll ruin his own legacy before the music even gets a fair shot. He's standing at a crossroads right now. He can either become another cautionary tale of fame gone wrong, or he can rise above the drama and finally earn respect on his own terms. And T, he's got a major role to play in that outcome. Fixing this can't come from public stunts or headlocks caught on camera. King doesn't need another lesson for social media. He needs steady guidance, real love, and a father figure behind the scenes, not just a disciplinarian in the spotlight. Because fatherhood isn't proven by DNA, it's proven by consistency, protection, and presence. Until that happens, the storm isn't slowing down. Fans are glued to this saga because it's raw, unpredictable, and drenched